For the weak link in Nigeria, I think the midfield happens to be our greatest weak link. People might argue that we have done good in team play, in performances, but for the midfield, I think the midfield, they don't have that calmness in their head, and this can affect us in games like when they will set up against Nigeria. I believe they will set up a very compact team in midfield. They might reduce their wingers, reduce the winger, and have an extra player in the midfield because of Iwobi. My general assessment on this Algeria side, they have been quite fantastic, tactically sound, well disciplined. Though they play low block, they have been very swift in attack, scoring handful of goals, and passed as one of the best attacks in AFCON 2025. Algeria has been a very consistent side over the last few AFCONs, and this 2025 AFCON has not been short of their beautiful football. Though they're trying to adapt to a new team with quite a handful of young players making their debut or just coming into the team as makeshift, but they have put up a good performance over the last 4 matches. For their most influential player, the ex-Manchester City man, we had Mahrez, who also passed as their most influential, holding it down for them on the right side of the flank, making those deadly runs, few dribbles, slotting in passes through the defense, and allowing the attacker to make those last or dead man runs that could bring in goals and produce results. So comparing the current team to the previous team, I think the previous team had a whole lot of players scattered all over Europe doing magic in their club. Household names you could call when calling African football, names you could just call, and they've done things with football, they have created those records, they have moved in between clubs, the experience is there, and you could see how they play and complemented each other. This current team has the ability to go as high as the sky, but I won't just say they are better than the previous team because of this AFCON. For the way they will set up against Nigeria, I believe they will set up a very compact team in midfield. They might reduce their wingers, reduce the winger, and have an extra player in the midfield because of Iwobi. And when they limit Iwobi, they think with the way Nigeria play, Iwobi is like the link between the defense and the attack. And I think there will be an extra midfielder from the Algerian side to stand or block or mark Iwobi from time to time to make sure those deadly passes are not being thrown from him. For the weak link in Nigeria, I think the midfield happens to be our greatest weak link. People might argue that we have done good in team play, in performances, but for the midfield, I think the midfield, they don't have that calmness in their head, and this can affect us in games like this. The likes of Ndidi, Onyeka do sometimes take some unnecessary cards and tackles that might come to hurt the team. And yes, we've not really been tried by a very good side, and we also switch off as a team within the 70 to 75 minutes of play, and I think these things are what the Algerians will capitalize, because in their last game against DR Congo, they could hold it down for 120 minutes. It means they are tactically sound, they have the shape which they can maintain over time, and that's something Nigeria does not have, and I think that will be the weak link of the Algeria attacking Nigeria. And even in our game against Congo, we could see that a tactical, well-shaped team has always been our problem, and Algerians will also look to explore that particular part of our game, that down part of our game. For the most influential player between Victor Osimhen and Riyad Mahrez, personally, I think Osimhen has not lived up to the hype for this particular AFCON. We know Osimhen to be a lion, a fighter, but for this AFCON, he has been annoyingly passive per se, because we have the light of Lookman running into the slim channels, we have Adams who has grown into a household name for the team, and for that particular reasons, the influence of Osimhen has drastically reduced in the team, giving these other guys a big role to play. Lookman was one of our star players in the last AFCON, and he has also continued in that light in this AFCON. And we have Adams, who has proven to be a very good addition to the side. So the influence of Osimhen has drastically reduced. Even in during the group stage, he scored only 1, and Nigeria had about 8 goals, which means other players are stepping up, and that's a good thing for the team. But I think Riyad Mahrez has also been a very good influence and a very good addition, and a captain and leader to the Algerian team. And for my prediction, a 2-1 win for Algeria. I see a very late goal in that particular encounter. For how far the Algerians will go, I see them going on to the final of the AFCON.